It is November 19th, 2024, and this is your edition of Game on Hockey, a presentation of the Game Over Network. My name is Graham Mosimann, and when things are going really good, we get excited and get the warm, fuzzy feelings. Oh boy, look at Alexander Ovechkin. Here he goes, scoring all the goals, being our cool, weird uncle who sleeps at the Stanley Cup and has really gray hair and probably gave you your first beer. But we can't have anything nice because we're hockey fans, and that's just the way life goes sometimes. Because Ovechkin last night scored his 14th goal of the season and leads the National Hockey League in goals at the age of 39 years old. That rules. That is so cool. I am 32 years old, and the idea that someone older than me can lead the NHL in scoring is patently insane and totally awesome. It wasn't all going to be good, though. Huh. Because, of course, he ends up getting 2 goals against the Utah Hockey Club. All of it wasn't going to be in the warm, happy, fuzzy feeling because he ends up taking a hit and needs to be helped off the ice. Spencer Carberry from the Washington Capitals says they'll have an update later on today about how he's doing. But, yeah, didn't look awesome, as Ovechkin has scored 5 goals in his last 5 periods and now maybe out for a little length of time. As of last night, he was still being evaluated. We'll hopefully find out on his status tomorrow. Kind of a shocker move on Monday as the Chicago Blackhawks blindsided Taylor Hall with a healthy scratch. Quote from Taylor Hall, "I was surprised. It was unexpected from the standpoint I just didn't even know I was really close to being in that spot, really. If there were conversations in the days leading up to my game, or if I was constantly being shown video, that would be one thing. So I was a bit surprised." Now, being benched is not something that's happened often in Taylor Hall's career. When he came to the Oilers, famously, he was the only player with a pulse that could score, and he was kind of just forced into situation after situation after situation. And then he got to be traded to New Jersey, and then Arizona, and then he went to Buffalo, and then Boston, and now Chicago. Taylor Hall has had the weirdest career of a first overall pick that I can remember for a player that wasn't an outright bust. Just real strange, real weird times. The Edmonton Oilers continue their season of bafflingness with a loss last night against the Montreal Canadiens. 3-0, and the resurgence of Brendan Gallagher continues as he scored his 8th goal of the year. He might end up being a really sneaky fantasy pickup for you if you're looking for a little bit more scoring and someone that can throw some shots on goal. He doesn't deliver hits at the same rate that he did early on in his career, but if you're in a really deep league and have a chance to kind of pick someone up off the proverbial pile, he might be not a bad one. And heading over to, heading over to Boston. I know, everyone gets so sad. Oh, things suck for the Boston Bruins. Oh boy, must remember. It's really bad. It's really bad. I don't even know what's going on with Jeremy Swayman coming off of a 66 million and 8-year contract. You think he'd, play up to it maybe? No, not at all. Turns out once again that missing training camp, bad for your game. Don't do it if you can avoid it, because he has one of the absolute worst stat lines in the NHL. Where someone who at one point was very much believed to be one of the really, really, really great players in the league, he is not pitching that because he is not even in the top blob of top 10 players of goals against average. It's a bad time for Boston as they lose 5-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And hey, Columbus Blue Jackets have that plucky, we can do anything. This season's kind of an emotional write-off for them for very obvious reasons. But you're the Boston Bruins, apparently a team that has Stanley Cup aspirations. You can't be dropping games 5-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. The New York Islanders say that Mike Riley is going to undergo a heart procedure that's going to keep him out for several months. So he had a recent concussion and did a bunch of blood tests about it. Because, when you get repeated hits to the head, it can do weird things to your whole body. They're chronic. Concussions are awful. But because of those tests, this is reporting via Frank Saravalli, doctors uncovered a heart condition that needs to be taken care of immediately. And so Mike Riley will be out probably for the largest chunk of the season, potentially the entire season. You wish that guy all the best. Heart conditions when you are a pro hockey player are scary, and we wish him all the best. Quick little note of praise for Jonathan Quick, who is the oldest goalie in Rangers history to have back-to-back shutouts, as the New York Hockey Rangers are putting together just another slobber knocker of a season as they take down the Seattle Kraken a couple days ago 2-0. So heck yeah, good for the Rangers. I was on back of a Jonathan Quick shutout. I know it's Tuesday, but the news came across my Twitter feed this morning, so I thought it was interesting, and I thought that you might like to know. And that'll do it for this edition of Game on Hockey, your daily rip around the hockey world in 10 minutes or less. Have yourself a wonderful day. If you want another podcast to pick up today, though, Hyperdrive Hockey, the newest offering from the Game Over Network. Max, Stephanie, and Kevin dive into all the minutia that we don't necessarily have time for here on Game on Hockey, and they could do it in a very cool, interesting, and unique way that I think you're really going to love. So if you want to go support that show, go give it a watch over on the Game Over Network primary channel. You can also subscribe wherever fine podcasts are sold. We are a small media network here with Game Over. We're plucky little guys trying to make some real big waves. It would mean the absolute world if on any one of our videos you left a like, or if you really liked it, you left a subscribe. Small things like help that, believe me, go so far into expanding the reach that we want to get to increase our coverage and hire more cool people to keep this little thing on the go. So if you could do that, that would be so appreciated. If you liked this show, hey, leave a comment or a like or a subscribe. If you didn't like it, do all those things and just let me know what you'd like to see and how we can make it better. A couple of Game Over shows for you tonight, including a Oilers and Senators Game Over Edmonton, Game Over Ottawa crossover episode. That'll be at about 8 o'clock Mountain tonight. We have a Game Over Winnipeg with the Jets taking on the Panthers. The Rangers will be facing off against the Canucks, the nightcap tonight, and the Islanders and Flames have a go as well. So we'll have post-game shows from Game Over Calgary, Game Over Vancouver, Game Over Edmonton/Ottawa, and Game Over Winnipeg for you to dive into after the games are done tonight. That's it for me. I'm Graham Mosimann. Have a wonderful day, and we will talk tomorrow.